I'm gonna spend 100 days as a chef. With the help of cute farming and cooking mods, I'll be able to harvest crops and use them to create a variety of dishes. I want to master my cooking skills and create the perfect cozy base. Unless the wild geese chase me out of my kitchen. It's day 1 and I'm in a snowy biome. I'm cold, but there is some sugarcane. Sugarcane equals food. I'm taking it. Not that I can just eat it, but I can cook something with it later. Let's go and chop down a tree, which is a spruce tree, my favorite wood type. Then we make a crafting table, and let's get a wooden pickaxe. Then we can quickly get some stone, and let's make all of the early game tools. Now we just need to find some sheep so we can make a bed. Oh my gosh, what is this? Hello? Yay, we found potatoes! I got a poisonous potato. I got another one! More food. Yay, we got carrots! Have a carrot. That is so cute. I love this bunny so much. We cannot get distracted. We need to keep... Ooh, what is this? Strawberries. And I just found some sheep. One wool. That was the only sheep. Then I totally got distracted, finding more sugarcane and seeing a random little structure. Hello? Oh my gosh, there's a bed. Yes! Sometimes getting distracted is really good because then we actually find what we're looking for. Now we don't have to worry about nighttime and we can get out of here and find a warmer biome. I see some little creeper toes in this hole and he saw me. I don't think that guy would appreciate my cooking skills and he's dead now. Then I got distracted and went into a random cave and almost got suffocated by gravel. This is fine. I found some iron and the rest of the cave is just a dead end, so let's get out of here. And when I emerged from the cave, it was getting dark. It's sleepy time. And on day 2, I found a pillager outpost. Yay. A great chef should also be good at kicking butt, so we're gonna go in there without armor because I'm not scared of pillagers. Let's just mine into the walls. Let's hope nobody's home. Go away, little pillager. I'm at the top. I did it. Armor trims. Oh, there's another guy. Oh gosh, there are so many. No. Oh no, I'm setting my spawn. I'm definitely not panicking. There's an arrow in my eyeball. Also, I just saw a cool modded tree in the background. I need to find out what it is. After I survive the pillagers, I can just drop gravel on them. Please die. Oh my gosh, wait, it's working. They're suffocating in gravel. Now I can just loot this place in peace. Victory music. That was the pillager raid music. Let's ignore that. Now let's run away really fast. There's another one here. I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm not here. I will die. Set my spawn. There are ducks. Oh my gosh, I love these birds so much. There are creatures after me. I'm running away. But I love these ducks. Ooh, sugarcane. Warm biome. Fruits of the field. Apple and cherry trees grow in plains biomes. Maybe this is one of the cherry trees. Also, what is this? A rose. Those are gonna look really good at my dinner table. I also found more sheep, so they're gonna be my dinner. I'm sorry guys, but I'm on 1 heart. Now let's cook our food and then we can finally recover our health. Now I'm going to run back there and get my bed because I'm stupid. Oh my gosh, there is a goose. Let's go. Maybe the goose wants seeds. Let's punch some grass. Here, birdie birdie. It wants the seeds. That is so cute. It just took it. Just took it out of my hand. Rude. Let's run away before the pillagers see us. Now comes the most important thing. It's checking out this tree. There are some fruits on there. Let's click on them and we get some apples. So this is a giant apple tree. I need to find out if I can get saplings from this tree. So let's scaffold up here and let's punch the leaves. I think I got something. It's an apple tree sapling. Let's sleep in the tree. And today's day 3. It rhymes. I just found some more crops and we got some tomatoes. My inventory is completely full, so we need to find a good place to settle down. But instead of finding a good location for my home, I got distracted because I found somebody else's home. The villagers. They just flooded their entire base. Weirdos. So I'm just gonna leave them be and we're gonna steal from them later. I ran through a forest which was full of caves, so I didn't want to live here. There's also another wild goose in the water. Oh my gosh, it saw me. Let's run away. I found a giant spruce forest, but I don't want to live here either. On day 4, I was running through a plains biome when I found this really pretty hill. I think this would be really nice for a base. There are some super creepy caves here. Ooh, and lava. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have the perfect base on this hill. Let's dump all of our stuff here and double chest. And now my inventory will no longer be a mess. The first thing we gotta do is smelt our iron. And while it's melting, we can light up the creepy caves around here. I don't want any creatures sneaking up on me while I'm doing cozy cooking stuff. Go away. Now my iron is melted and we can make our first iron bucket. Then let's grab some water and then we can start our first little crop field up here. Of course, we're gonna do that in the coolest way possible because we can craft a plow. Then we can place it down and then we can click on it. Now it's on me and now we move around. Oh my gosh, we're making farmland. We're doing it. This is literally so cool. Now we have all of this farmland and we have a chest full of crops. So let's plant all of them. We don't have much yet, but it's the first step to becoming a master chef. We also need to get better gear, so I say we make an iron pickaxe and then let's go into the creepy caves. Hello creatures. Hello creeper. Ah, what is that? Oh my gosh, it was a bat. I'm sorry, little bat. Creeper. What? There's a chef zombie. Why is there a chef zombie? Give me your chef hat. Hey, creeper. Ah, where's the zombie with the chef hat? He didn't drop it. Scammer, stupid zombie man. Let's just ignore that and grab some iron. Losers. Hello. Dude, there's a big cave down here. Wow, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creepers all at once. No! Well, that took care of most of them. That was so terrifying. They have another one. On day 6, I was still running around the caves, picking up all of the iron. I made it down to deep sea level and thought I found diamonds, but it was just the remains of a dead glow squid. There are diamonds. I literally found diamonds. Mine, 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 mine. 4 diamonds. Ew, spider, gross, 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 gross. Ah! I don't like you. I don't like you. Shoo. Be gone. I'm almost dead. It's fine. I'm live. I'm hiding in a wall. I'm hiding in a wall. I see you, little scaly legs. I see you. We're leaving. I have diamonds and over a stack of iron. I don't want to die and lose all of this again. Yay, my crops have grown. This is amazing. Now we don't just have amazing caving loot, but we also have a bunch of food. Let's melt all of our iron. Then we can make an iron axe and start chopping down a bunch of these trees because the next step is getting my own starter house where I can cook a bunch of food. On day 8, I had 2 stacks of oak logs, but we also need to find some other wood types for our house, like spruce wood, and I totally didn't pick up any saplings, even though I spawned in a biome that had spruce trees. So we need to go find a spruce biome again, but that also gives us a chance to explore this world and see a bunch of cute birds. Let's keep going before they steal my stuff. There's another apple tree here. Or is it? That's a cherry tree. We got cherries! I need to get those saplings. Yes, a dark cherry sapling. There are Canada geese. I love them so much, but I'm also scared of them. We cannot get distracted. We need to find spruce, but it didn't take long for me to get distracted, finding more crops. We got some barley. And what is this? It's corn. It has the juice. Ew, why did I say that? I was so distracted picking stuff up that I didn't even notice that I was in a spruce forest. Now we can chop down all of the spruce trees, and this time we remember to actually pick up the saplings. And it just started raining and my inventory is completely full of crops, so let's go back home. Ooh, a cave. And of course I come back home to an enderman teleporting all over my base. Also, no way, there was spruce wood over there, and I walked all the way back there. I can literally see it from my base, from Minecraft. But now we have it, so we can plant a big spruce tree here. And we also need to plant all of the new crops we found. Then we gotta get rid of this tiny little hill here. And to make our base, we also need to craft a carpenter's table. So I'm glad we found so much iron. Let's place it down here. And it looks really cool. Now basically what we can do is change the texture of the wood planks. So instead of having the classic oak planks, we could choose these ones. Now they look like this. And I think that's really pretty. On day 10, my first giant spruce tree had grown, so I gathered a bunch of wood. I also marked the layout of the house, and I think this is going to be a pretty good size for a starter house. Now we can build up the walls using spruce wood. And so I don't take fall damage jumping from the pillars, I'm gonna water bucket clutch, and I still took damage. From Minecraft, in between the spruce pillars, we could add some stony blocks, and on top of that, we can add our new beautiful oak wood texture. That is looking good so far, so we just need some windows. So I need to get a bunch of sand, and now we smelt that into glass. And there's also this glass blowers workbench that I want to make, so we gotta go back in the river and look for some clay. I found it, so let's dig it out, and of course get distracted picking up more crops. I found berry bushes. I just fell in berry bushes. I just found grape seeds. I didn't even know that was a thing. Now we can smelt the clay, and I also want to figure out how to use grape seeds because we cannot plant them on farmland. Can we plant them on land? Oh, we can. Now we have a random grape bush, whatever it is. I also just got a rotten tomato. I think I know what to do with this. And boom! Got him. And now we can finally make this glass blower, which looks really cool too. And then we get white stained glass. And then we can put that in the glass blower, and I think I want this one. Let's see how this looks in our window. Oh, this is perfect. Also, looks like my grapes have grown. Yay! Red tiger grapes. More food. Also, why are they red? They're purple. Minecraft is lying. On day 13, I made some doors. Then we can place them underwater and can easily mine out clay here because I need a bunch of it for my roof. I also saw a drown in the water wearing a chef hat. Give it to me! Gimme, 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 gimme. Aw, man. One day I will get that chef hat. I got 4 stacks of clay, so we gotta smelt all of this. It's gonna take ages to get that many bricks for the roof, so I'm also going to get some granite. I started by building a simple spruce wood trim as the roof and then filling in the middle with granite and brick stairs. Now the main structure of our house is done, but I want to take some time to decorate it even more, and I can do that that using a mod called Another Furniture. This mod allows us to add cute window shutters and flower boxes. I also want to put some flowers in the flower boxes, and we did get a bunch of roses. Let's add them. Okay, this is so pretty. Let's also craft some shears, and then we can get a bunch of oak leaves for the cozy cottagecore farmhouse vibes. Of course, we also need a door, which I'm gonna put in the carpenter's table to change the texture. And door. I also have to go back into the scary caves and look for some andesite. And I finally found some in a random pit, so let's grab all of it. And then we use the andesite and some stone bricks to bring up a little chimney on the side of the house. We just punch out a part of the roof, then we add some campfires and trapdoors around them, and stone brick walls on top. Now this house looks really cute. Now comes the fun part, creating the interior. The floor is going to be made of spruce planks, but I changed the texture to look like this. This part of the house is going to be a storage room, so we can add a bunch of chests. Now we have a little storage wall, and I tried to sort most of the stuff in there, but I still have so much food and it's only going to get more, so we need to store that in a separate place, the kitchen, which is going on this side of the house. The most important thing you need in your kitchen is a stove, and they look really good. Then we can also craft a spruce wood table and put it here. Now we need all the kitchen equipment, like a crafting bowl. This is costing so much iron, but look, it's so pretty, and we can stir it. We also need to make cooking pots, which cost a lot of copper, so it's time to smelt that down, because we can also make a cooking pan. Let's put both of them on the stove. Then of course we actually need some storage for our food, so I made these spruce cabinets we can put above the kitchen, and then we can sort everything into them. Before we start cooking, we gotta decorate the rest of the house and cover up the messy ceiling. We can also make some little spruce chairs and have a little dining table here, so now we can cook some food. There are so many dishes that we can make. Let's start with an easy one and make some farmer's bread. We just need water and dough, which we have to make using flour and yeast. Okay, this is complicated. We have to put water, sugar, and wheat into a cooking pot, and look, the pot is now overflowing and boiling, and I think it should be done now. Yes, we got some yeast and we got our bucket back. We also need some flour, and for that we actually have to craft a new workstation, the mincer, and of course it needs a bunch of iron. Let's put it over here. This looks scary. Oh, I broke it again. I think now we can put any kinds of these crops in here. Let's add some oat. We click on this mincer, and now it's mincing it and spitting out a bunch of flour. Now we add yeast, flour, and a water bucket to this stirring bowl, and then we stir it. This is so funny. It did something. Let's click on this, and we get 5 dough. We're almost done. We just have to put this in the stove. Let's add a little bit of coal, and it's burning. Look, the furnace is fired up, and we're making our first food. Soon we're going to be a master chef. I can feel it. Unless I accidentally burn my bread, because it's done already. We have 3 farmer's bread, and we can place it down. Yay, I made a big bread. I ate it. Now I have farmer's blessing. I don't know what that does, but it seems like the right time to farm all of my crops. Now a cozy starter house interior is completed, and we have a bunch of resources to cook food, but we're missing some super important things. The farm animals. They're part of a bunch of dishes, which is kind of horrible, but I also need sheep and cows for leather and wool. But before I can actually get the farm animals, we need to find a good spot to give them a home, and I think this little area down here is perfect, or at least it's going to be perfect after I do a lot of terraforming to this place. And my shovel just broke. I lowered everything to the same level and then filled in the gaps to create a flat surface, and on day 21 the place was looking like this, which I call a massive improvement. I think I'm gonna have a path go right through here, and then we have lots of space for animal homes. But first we need a bunch of resources, and it literally started raining just as I said that. I got another cool mod that helps me to gather wood faster, because we just do this. We basically chop down one log and the tree instantly breaks. It's called the Falling Trees mod, and it's really good. And it's also kind of realistic, because this would also happen in real life, just that the tree would probably follow my head in real life. I also had the big brain idea to go to the spruce forest and also cut down these trees. I also saw a random fox family swimming in the river during the pouring rain. Minecraft mobs are so weird. On day 22 I came home with a bunch of wood so we can craft that into useful building blocks, but I also collected more granite from the creepy crawly caves. I also need huge amounts of bricks again, and there's one creature that could help us to get tons of it fast. I love how I almost rode into this ravine. We're going to the villagers. Oh, look at this poor guy. He's stuck. Let me help you. Haha! I'm also kidnapping him. I have the villager. This is definitely one of the most cursed ways to travel. And thanks to the carry mod, bringing the villager home was super easy. We just need to put him somewhere safe, like in a nice hole in the wall. Tee-hee. I know you love it. Now we give him clay balls for emeralds, and then we can just buy the bricks, so we don't have to waste our coal to smelt it. I crafted the remaining resources, so now we can build our first animal enclosure. I'm gonna build the first stable right into this wall, but of course I'm going to have to dig it all out to make space for for the animals inside. On the next day, a huge chunk of the building was done already, and we have 3 little archways leading into a nice room behind it. Next up, I want to make a little barn roof, so we're going to use full blocks, stairs, and slabs to create something really cool. To me, this kind of round and curved roof shape always gives farm vibes. Now we just have to fill it in using granite and bricks. I also added little windows on the roof with more roses and flower boxes. I've also terraformed the top here and connected the dirt directly to the roof, so we can have a little fenced off area up here. Now the animal barn is looking like this, and I think it's lovely. I'm just gonna attach little animal pens to the front of the house, and we make it pretty by adding some more flower boxes with the roses, but also some lanterns so the mobs don't spawn. Now this is what I call a cozy animal barn. We just need to put some animals in there. Let's start with the most important ones, the sheep. I made 3 separate pens so the sheep can go into this one, and of course they're stuck. Only one at a time, guys. Come on, you can do this. Nope, they're stuck again. Now we can start breeding them. And now we have an infinite food and wool source. Next up, I want to find pigs, and these guys love carrots. Follow me. 1 little piggy in the stable and 2 little piggies in the stable, and we can breed them. I also needed some cows, so I went out looking for them too. And I finally found some on day 26. Don't mind me traveling around with the cows stacked on top of each other. This is so cursed. And now the cows can also go into the stable. I managed to put 3 types of farm animals in this tiny barn, which is kind of awful, but also yay, look at this pretty barn. It's so pretty. But there are even more useful farm animals that need a home, especially the chickens. And there's still enough space here for a little chicken coop. So let's gather a bunch more resources. And getting bricks has never been so easy thanks to the villager. And now we build a cute little house, which is going to be the home for all of the chickens. Now the outside of the chicken coop is done, but there's still a lot more we have to do. We need an enclosure so the chickens can roam free. And this mod actually has a chicken fence, which cuts even more iron. Let's see how this is going to look. Okay, yeah, this is really cool. Now we have an actual chicken enclosure. Maybe we could try to get a little fence gate in here. Okay, it actually connects. That is perfect. And this little house has an entrance for me, and then it also has a little entrance for the chickens, and we can open and close this little hatch. We can also craft something even cooler, which is a chicken nest. And I'm gonna put this all over the chicken enclosure. There's also another thing we can craft using a chicken egg, which is a chicken coop, which seems weird because I literally just built a giant chicken coop. And now we also crafted one, but this chicken coop is actually super tiny. Look at this tiny little thing, the Cluckingham Palace. I'm so naming this enclosure the Cluckingham Palace. But this thing is gonna do something really cool. So let's go and get some chickens. Let me grab you. I have the chicken. And let's see how it behaves when it sees the chicken coop. Oh, it's going in. It went right in. It's literally working like a beehive, but for chickens. And I can click on it, and I can collect an egg. So that means chickens will no longer just leave the eggs lying around, and I can just pick them up whenever I want. I also got myself even more chickens, and they also started laying eggs in the little nests, which is so cute. And I think you collect them by just clicking on it. Now I'm just gonna decorate this a little bit more and add a little path going through here. And maybe we can also tear it a little bit off the ground and replace it with coarse dirt, because a lot of chickens are walking here, so there cannot be a lot of grass growing. And the chickens seem to be enjoying themselves, or whatever it is they're doing. Now we have a really cute chicken coop and an infinite egg supply. I also want to make a path going through all of the different animal enclosures, and then we can also make a little staircase using slabs, and of course get the path all the way over to my starter house. Now everything is connected and looking really good, but there's still a little bit of space here, so we could use it to create another crop field. But this crop field is only for the crops used to breed the animals that are living down here. So we're gonna plant all of the seeds and all of the carrots. I also added some leaves and fences so we don't fall off this giant cliff, and a path to separate the fields from one another. And there's also something really cool that we can do using crops, because we can craft 9 of them into a bag of that crop. So we could have a bag of carrots next to the carrot patch. Now we've got a little pile of storage over here and a couple over there, and our little farm is looking super cute. And also just realized that chickens aren't the only animals that lay eggs. We could also get some ducks. Okay, those are geese. I meant those ducks. Maybe they also want to live in my base, and they lay a bunch of eggs too. This duck is holding fish. Let's grab it. I'm just gonna leave it with the chickens while I go ahead and build a little duck enclosure. And I think the spot up here is going to be perfect because we need a little duck pond. Now we can fill all of this with water, and now we just need to decorate it. For that we need coarse dirt, but I'm out of gravel. But I don't want to go back to the cave, so let's go out into the world, because I live very close to a spruce biome and they often have coarse dirt. Apparently they also have powdered snow. No! I found the biome with the tall spruce trees, and they have all of the coarse dirt on the ground. So let's take all of it. And we can also grab a little bit of this mossy cobblestone. I managed to get over 3 pretty stack, so let's go back home. And now we use the coarse dirt to make the pond even prettier. And of course, we can also add some mossy cobblestone and some ferns. This place looks really peaceful, so I also want to add a little bench so we can sit here and look at the ducks. I hope the ducks aren't going to run away, so maybe we should find a way to tame them. The ducks are constantly holding a little fish in their mouth, so that's probably what they like. So let's kill a bunch of salmon. Do you like this fish? Do you want it, please? I tamed the duck! Now we can make it sit or follow, so now it will always stay by the pond. And you know what would also be funny? If we tamed an actual goose. But they don't want to eat fish, they want to eat seagrass. Let's try to tame the most aggressive of all geese, the Canada goose. It just took it! No! Yes! Love me. I have no idea if we're friends or not. Yay, the goose teleported to me. We're friends now. Oh my gosh, it can sit down. Look at it sit. I love this goose. Oh my gosh, I just threw a duck egg and it hatched a little baby. Look at this tiny little duck. Ah! I've also decided to give this goose a name. His name is gonna be Kevin. Oh, he likes that name. And I love this goose, so now let's cook some food. But not the goose. Ah! How? What? It was there a moment ago and now it was here. Kevin is creepy. Kevin needs to sit down. And on day 34, I literally saw a zombie with a chef hat walking around my base during daylight. Give me the chef hat. Give it to me. No! I need the chef hat if I want to be a chef. Maybe there's a way to get it. Wait, there are actually chef's clothes. I must have them. And now that I have farm animals, I can easily get a bunch of wool. I also need some black dye for the chef's jacket. So let's hunt down some squid. Let's dye the sheep and shear them. Now we can craft the cooking hat and the chef's jacket. And we can also try to get the chef's pants. Now we literally almost have the full outfit. And it looks so cool. I'm a chef and I'm gonna cook some food. So I started cooking and first made a simple tomato soup. I also put some beef in the mincer and started mincing it. And that gave me minced beef, who would have thought, which I put in the stirring bowl with a bowl and an onion and started stirring it. And now we get this, a beef tartare. And an Enderman is here and wants to taste my food. Nope, he doesn't care. Stupid Enderman. If you don't want my food, you don't deserve to live. Pro Minecraft. I'm also gonna put this sheep meat into the mincer. Then we get a lamb ham, which we can put in the stove with the lettuce. And now we have a baked lamb ham, which we can also place down. Oh my gosh, look at this giant thing. Let's eat a bit. We have the feast effect. Oh, we're eating well today. And it's a thunderstorm, so we're also gonna be sleeping well today. After that jump scare, I also decided it was a good time to go back to the mines and try to get some better gear. We only have 4 diamonds, so we could make a diamond pickaxe. Let's just go down to the scary caves first, so we don't have to do a lot of digging. Hi, creatures. I have returned. Ooh, no thank you. We're just gonna ignore all the creatures. Now we can just dig a little staircase all the way to deep side and diamond level. And I found the first diamonds. Let's go. Mine, mine, mine. It was only 2. Scammers. Oh wait, there's more. I'm going to need a whole bunch of diamond tools if I want to transform the entire hill I'm living on and build my first restaurant. So I'm really hoping that I'm gonna get lucky. On day 37, I finally found some more diamonds, bringing us up to 8. And then I found even more diamonds in the floor. Now we have 16 diamonds, so I think this is enough. Let's get out of here. We got so many great resources from the caves. And now we can craft a diamond shovel and a diamond axe. But I need enchanted diamond gear if I want to transform this entire hill into my perfect chef base. We're at 25 levels and I want to get to level 30, but I'm gonna do that by trading with a villager, because then we get resources for our next builds at the same time. 1 villager isn't enough though, so I'm gonna go and get a second one. Come here, little villager. Got him. The way his chef is just running away holding a villager. I'm gonna temporarily put him in the chicken coop. Also, look at that. All of the nests are full of eggs, and the little chicken coop is full too. We just got 11 eggs from this. This is the best thing ever. What isn't so great is how my poor villagers are living, so I'm gonna build them a little home. We could have a path going past my chicken coop and then around here, and we just need to get rid of a bunch of this dirt. And then we have this whole area here which could be our villager home, but first we gotta do a bunch of terraforming. On day 40 I'd finished the path and made a huge flat space. Then I crafted up all of the resources. I also accidentally threw my sword on the ground and now Kevin holds my sword. I'm scared. And now we can go ahead and build the villager house. I also got a special texture because this log has a face in it and it's creepy and it's watching me, and it also kind of reminds me of a villager. Then we had a nice trim of these railed oak planks and even more different textures of oak on top of that. And for the roof we do the usual spruce wood trim and granite and bricks in between. I also added a chimney and some leaves. There's still a lot of space on this side though, so we can attach another little building. We can craft a bunch of barrels and put them in the carpenter's table, and then we can change the texture. So this little space can be our storage for all of these cool crates. Now this place is looking really cozy, and so is the rest of the house. Now we just have to make it cozy on the inside too so the villagers can move in. They're gonna get these really cool spruce planks as the floor. They're also gonna get some beds and even more cute furniture. Now this room's looking super cozy. We just have a problem because we can't have the villagers escape this house. So I'm going to put a little fence here and a fence gate so we can always go in, but they can never escape. Teehee. Now we just have to grab the villagers and bring them over. And boop. Yay, he's going inside. You know what would make this even better? If you had your workstation. Yummy, yummy workstation. He doesn't want to work. Let's also free our Mason from his horrible little prison. You're getting this really beautiful home. I think they're friends now. Or they're in love. Villager romance. Let's just leave them to it. Because I'm still very far away from actually getting an enchanting table. Next to getting more XP, I also need a bunch of leather. So I need to keep breeding my cows until I have lots of them. And while I wait for the cow breeding cooldown to reset, I'm gonna decorate the rest of this villager house area. I added coarse dirt, fences, and leaves all along the path. I also expanded the land a little bit more. So now we have all of this free space. If I'm gonna cook all of the recipes, I'm gonna need even more crops. So on day 44, I made a giant crop field. Now we have another cozy farming area. And our farmer villager finally accepted his workstation, so now we can trade and get to 30 levels. I'm gonna sell this guy all of my potatoes, and I'm gonna buy even more bricks from this guy. I'm only one level away from level 30, so let's collect a bunch of leather from these poor unfortunate cows. I'm really sorry. And we can also harvest all of the sugarcane down by the shore. It's very loud sugarcane. Now we can craft books, but we can only make 2 bookshelves so far. And we need 15. And this Enderman is here to laugh at me, and I looked at him. Why did I look at him? You wanna taste some of my food? I made this really nice tomato soup. Nope, he doesn't want my tomato soup. I'm eating my own tomato soup. And now I'm gonna slay this guy. I did it. I also found a really cool modded thing to speed up the breeding cooldown of the cows. But first I actually need to make space for this in the cow pen. Yay, I hit level 30 while killing cows. That's kind of horrible, but also yay. Move away, let me place this. Yes, I placed it. It's a water trough and we can put water in it. And when cows drink from it, it's gonna reduce their breeding cooldown. Look at them, they're drinking it. That is so adorable. Now breeding cows should go a little bit faster. I also need to craft the enchanting table, so we gotta look for some lava. On my travels, I also came past the village again and stole all of their hay bales. On day 46, I got distracted and killed all the cows in the area to get more leather. I also went back to the freezing cold, snowy biome because I actually need to kill these poor little bunnies because I need this rabbit hide so I can craft chef's boots because I need to complete my outfit. I feel so horrible. I'm so sorry, little bunnies. I'm really sorry. Then I got distracted collecting more clay in the river, but on the next day I walked past a hill that was making loud lava noises, so I think I'm going to dig into it. I hear the lava. Blah. Let's just pour water down, and now everything is going to turn into obsidian. And now we just have to mine out a bunch of it very, very slowly. Then we also need some books and diamonds. And now it's enchanting table time. I also have even more leather, so now we're at 11 bookshelves in total. We can also finally craft the chef's boots. And now we have the complete outfit, and it looks really cool. And because I slayed those poor rabbits, we also unlocked a new recipe. And now we get some stuffed rabbit, which I'm gonna give to my villagers. Oh no, this is so sad. No, it's like a rabbit. No, I hate this. I ate its head. On the next day, I bred my cows one more time and also slayed them for leather, which is finally gonna get us to 15 bookshelves. And we have so much XP that we're at 33 levels. So now we just need to find a good place to display the enchanting table. I decided the enchanting table should go right here, and I left a little platform for it. Then we add all of the bookshelves around it, and let's see what we can get. Fortune 2. Okay, let's try it. Ew, this is a horrible shovel. Efficiency 4 on the pickaxe though. Okay, this is really good. I'm gonna have to get more XP to try and get a better shovel. But for now, let's build something pretty around the enchanting table. And for that, I actually have to go on a little adventure. I'm going back to the tall spruce wood biome because the last time I was here, I saw a lush tree, which means there should be a lush cave nearby and I can get some moss. Oh yeah, I see it down there. This cave is horrible. Ah! No, 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 no. Let's make a shield. And now we're hopefully gonna be a bit more protected against all the creatures. Dude, there are so many creatures. And I think there's lava in the walls. There is. Let's place some water here, and then we carefully go down. Light up the place. Light up the place. There's some moss. Take the moss. Take the moss. No, 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 no. Oh, wait, I can use my shield. I'm so stupid. Go away! And down there's the lush cave with more moss. I'm gonna try to safely mine down there. Hi, Enderman. I'm not looking at you. Go away! Now we quickly light it all up, and now this place should be safe enough for us to grab all of this moss. I just noticed that the floor is full of clay, so we can just mine all of this and then trade it with a villager. I also found a bunch of glowberries, so I had to take lots of them too. My inventory is full of resources, so let's get out of here before anything starts creeping out of the walls. Goodbye, creepy creatures. It's also day 50, so we're halfway through this. Ah! What I was going to say was we're halfway through this world, and I can't wait to dedicate the remaining 50 days to mastering my cooking skills and building a really cute base. But first we can get some more XP from our villagers, and then we build something amazing around the enchanting table. And that's what I did on the next day, and I built a beautiful, magical, lush gazebo around the enchanting table. I added a bunch of glowberries on the inside, so now this place is really cool. So now our little enchanting table build is completed. Instead of just going to the gazebo on this side, maybe we have to go down here. Then we can add a little staircase leading up this hill, which then connects us to a path leading up to the gazebo. And now this place is really cool. I love it. And I want to use the enchanting table again. So let's see if we can get to level 30. Yes, we did it! Let's see if we can get a better shovel. Efficiency 4, it's just efficiency 4. But we can use all our precious iron to make an anvil, and then combine both of them together. So now we have a super fast shovel and can terraform this entire place. Getting a fast shovel and pickaxe was super important because now I can terraform the entire area and create a bunch of flat spaces for future buildings, like my restaurants. Everything here is flat and looking so much better. This is not better. Go away. No, 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 and no. Now that our base is flat, we can also expand our crop fields. I basically want to have a field for every single type of crop, and there are so many different modded ones, so we're gonna need a lot of fields. And basically the entire space around my starter base is gonna be farmland. I also made a little fence here so creatures can no longer come crawling from the forest. Then we also have to get rid of my early game crop farm. I also just realized that I still own the plow, so I don't have to manually turn everything into farmland. I can just do this. I definitely didn't completely forget it existed. Now we have 4 different kinds of crop fields, and this giant one here is gonna be for all of the corn and the barley and the oat. I don't have a lot of them yet, so I need to wait until more of them grow. At least it started raining, so that means our crops are gonna grow faster. Look, they're all sparkling. Wait, is the rain actually helping? Look at that, they're all growing so fast. This is the best thing ever, so we should quickly plant more and more crops. While it rained, I also planted lettuce and beetroot, onions and tomatoes. And on this side we have the strawberries and some pumpkins. We also have the red tiger grapes and the sweet berries, and those don't need to grow on farmland, so we can make different kinds of farms for them. We can add some lines of coarse dirt in the ground, and then we just plant them on top of it. Now we have a very simple sweet berry farm on this side, and on the other side we can add the grapes. And I noticed there's a crafting recipe for a grapevine stem. Let's place it down. Okay, it's a big stem. Can we click the grapes on them? Hello? Yes! It's actually growing on the stem. We need to make more of these. Wait, this is actually so cool. I'm stuck in the berry bushes. No! While I was making farms for all of my crops, I've also been smelting a bunch of cobblestone into stone. Because when we go down here to our sugarcane area, we just have this ugly mess. So I'm gonna transform this ugly mess and add a beautiful retaining wall. On the next day, the wall was done and looking really good. So I'm gonna build another one behind the villager house. And an enderman just teleported into my house. Why are they always here? Ah! He's there. They're so annoying. I also finished the second wall, and I love it. There's another enderman in the forest. Did I look at it? Yeah, I looked at it. I hate endermen. I was so done getting ambushed by endermen, so I spent the next day in my cozy kitchen cooking up a bunch of cool meals. I made butter, farmer salad, oatmeal with strawberries, and potato soup. I also made another meal that can be placed down, which is this roasted corn. Oh, look at that. Wait, this is so cool. It's like basically corn with butter. And while I was cooking, a bunch of my crops have grown too, so we can finally finish up the crop fields. I also crafted a bunch of these bags of crops and placed them all around my little farm. Now that's what I call a cozy farmland. But we're not here to be farmers, we're here to become the best chef in Minecraft. After cooking tons of food and getting so many different ingredients, I think I'm confident enough to open my first restaurant. I also almost died on the berry bushes. From Minecraft, for a restaurant vision to come to life, we need to get a huge amount of resources. So let's chop down all of these big spruce trees. And I'm saving a bunch of time thanks to the tree chop mod. And I also need a bunch of oak wood. On day 60 it was raining again. But I found this little bush here, and I think these are more grapes. Yay, we got red grapes. So these are a different kind of grapes compared to the tiger grapes that we have. Now we can make a new grapevine and add the red grape seeds, even though they're totally purple. I crafted up all of these wooden resources, so now we can put them in a chest. And this is only a small part of the resources I need. We need more. I'm gonna go back to the creepy caves to collect some diorite, a huge amount of granite, and also some more andesite. I also went back to my little branch mine on deep slide level to get a bunch of tuff. We also need lots of bricks, so I'm gonna trade with the villager again. And I also just saw how many bricks I actually grinded while I was trying to get XP. So we're gonna have more than enough. I'm also gonna change the texture of some of the bricks, and these are called bricks. And these bricks look really cool. Bricks. I also crafted a bunch of lanterns, and we can change the texture and get these ones here. A wooden cage lantern. And this chest is entirely full of build resources for the restaurant. This is going to be a giant restaurant, and we're starting with a stony foundation mixing andesite, cobble, and stone bricks together, and also made it 2 blocks high. Then for the walls, I want to use oak and spruce again to stay true to the block palette I've been using for all the builds in the space, which means the roof is also going to be made out of spruce wood, bricks, and granite, and we can't forget about the bricks. They are very important. I like bricks. And just as I finished building, it started raining. Well, almost finished, because I just saw there's a hole in the roof. And fixed. And bucket clutch! The restaurant still isn't finished though, because we actually need to decorate it to make it look like a restaurant. Starting with a giant porch that's going to be our outdoor sitting area. I'm gonna add lots of tables and chairs here, so people can have a cozy time eating out here, and everybody walking by is gonna see what a great time they're having, and then they'll also want to eat at my restaurant. I'm also gonna add some flower boxes with more roses. Then we can also add a big pot, a tiny pot on it, then an azalea tree in it, and then leaves on top of that. And I did it on both sides. Then we also need to decorate the walls, and I'm gonna use this really cool trick of adding stairs here and then some trapdoors, and now it looks like a very nice arch. And we can also add the pretty lanterns in the middle. The entrance is still looking very sad though, so I'm gonna add some walls here and then add a little overhang using slabs. I also added some leaves on the roof, and now this place is looking really cool. This is such a cozy little restaurant. Now we just have to decorate the inside. First up, we have the main walkway to enter the restaurant, and I mixed the normal spruce planks with these really cool ones, the brick bond spruce planks. Why are these names so long and complicated? I prefer bricks, spruce edition. The dining areas are going to be on these sides, and we're gonna have this really cool floor. The floor is pretty now, but the ceiling is actually a huge nightmare. So I'm gonna make it better and add stripped spruce wood beams all across the ceiling. And the parts in between the beams are gonna have this really cool overlapping diorite tile block. It's all connecting together and it looks really cool. Now everything needs to be much brighter, so we can add a bunch of these cool lanterns hanging from the ceiling and from the beams. And also decorate the ceiling in this place and added some shelves with a bunch of leaves. Now we can take our chairs and tables out again and add all of the dining areas. This side is all the tables for 2 and also leaving some space to go to the outdoor area. And this side is for all the big dinner parties. One more thing I want to do is actually get a waiter in that restaurant. And I know who'd be the perfect waiter. Kevin the Goose. I just randomly had the super silly idea that geese are gonna be my waiters in my restaurants. And they're all gonna be carrying swords. But that also means we need more geese. Let's get some more seagrass. And I see another wild goose. Hello. Love me. Now they can all wait here to greet the guests. Or chase them away. With geese you never really know what they're doing. We also have a back door leading to nothing yet, because in this place we're also gonna have a cozy little outdoor dining area with a floor made out of polished tuff. And we're gonna have a fence going all around this area, so when the geese attack you, there's no escape. I mean nothing. Then we're gonna have even more tables and little benches. But since this is outdoors in the blazing sun, we're also gonna have some parasols. Now this place is looking super cozy too. Now we just need the food, which of course I'm going to prepare in my own little kitchen. I have 2 different kinds of cooking mods giving us different kinds of dishes to cook, and all of the meals that have the brown plate are basically the cozy farmers meals. So I want to make every single one of them and display them in this restaurant. So let's cook. There are 27 recipes to cook, and I'm gonna start preparing them one by one. So far I've made a bunch of soups, and my goulash also just finished cooking. Trust me, it's not goo, even though it sounds like goo-lash. I also made a second cooking pot, so now it's gonna go even faster. Next up, we're gonna put dough in the mincer and turn it into pasta. And then we're gonna add a nice onion sauce. And we got 4 of them. For some of the recipes, I also need to craft something else. It's the roaster. Somebody's getting roasted today, and I have a feeling it's going to be my food. It's so much fun to try out all the different recipes and use all of the crops and animal products, and my entire base is basically helping me with this because of all the farms I spent so many days building, and it was so worth it. I made almost half of the recipes already, but there's one recipe that I cannot make just yet because I'm missing one important ingredient. It is cod, which can only be found in the ocean. And all of this water here is a river biome, which means we only get salmon. So let's get out there and look for an ocean. There's a bunch of water here, so this could be an ocean. Let's see if there's cod. There's salmon, but I see cod. Oh my gosh. We found the ocean. Come here, little fishies. I'm really sorry. And now we can make the cooked cod. And of course, all of the other dishes. On the next day, I made some pancakes, and they can also be placed down. Yay! Roast every type of food to perfection. We're actually learning how to be a better chef. I'm doing it. And look at these pancakes. I just put them on the floor, but look at the pancakes. Now that we're getting better at being a chef, we can also prepare some complex dishes that are made of 2 other kinds of dishes. The farmer's breakfast. pro cooking. And for the next meal, we also need a honey bottle. So we gotta go and find some bees. I'm sure there's a beehive somewhere in this forest. There's a duck in this forest, and it's watching me. There's a beehive. We place a campfire, and then we can get the honey bottle without the bees being angry. I did it. Let's go home. We're so close to actually finishing all of the farmer's recipes. The last thing I have to do is bake grandma's strawberry cake. Let's make the dough. And boop. And then we bake the cake, which brings back fond memories of when I played 100 Days as a baker. I like pie. We did it. We got the cake. And we got the advancement. Bake every recipe possible in the farmer's mod. Let's go. We did it. I'm so excited about this. I also just noticed it doesn't end there. There are a bunch of teas that we can make. Every good restaurant also has a bunch of drinks, so we need to make that tea. First up, we make some strawberry tea, but then we need wild nettle, and I don't have that yet. So let's go out and find it because I must have it. I found this thing, which is called ribwort, which also makes a tea, so that's good that we found that. But I also need the other one. Oh my gosh, I see something. Could this be a nettle? Is this a nettle? Oh my gosh, please, please. Yes, we have the nettle. I'm sorry, bee. I'm really sorry. This is your nettle. Have a rose instead. Okay, bye. And now it's tea time. Let's get the tea. Whoa. Master Chef Manifest. Yes. Culinary Conqueror. We're getting all the advancements. We're like a pro chef. We also just got 2 scarecrows placed into our pockets. A reward for crafting all food variants. In that one mod. There's still another one. And when you place it, it increases the growth rate of all the seeds around it. Wait, that is so good. Let's put it here. Yay, we have a scarecrow, which is facing the wrong way. It looks so creepy and I love it. And this one can go in here. Before we bring all of the food to the restaurant, we actually need to figure out how to display most of them, because only some can be placed. But we can actually craft a little table set using a bunch of bricks. So now I'm really glad that we have a villager trader for bricks, because now we can just easily make this. And we can also make some glass, you know, for the tea. Wait, do you drink tea out of a glass? You don't, right? It doesn't matter. In this restaurant, you will do it and you will love it. Now we can add the table sets on the tables and the little bowls too. Also, look how cute the glass looks. I love it. Maybe we can add food on the plates. Yay! It's working. Next to adding meals on the plates, we can also place some down, like this giant lamb ham. Imagine you're having dinner here and you just have this giant thing. It's bigger than my head. Then of course we also can't forget to place on the tea. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And the strawberry cake. Now there's food on every single table, even on the little porch outside and back here too. And with that, our farmer's restaurant is completed. Now we just have to make a pretty path leading towards it. I added fences and leaves around the path, but I think there are still so many empty spots here, especially on this side of the restaurant. So we need to add something pretty. But first we have to travel back to the tall spruce biome, because I need a lot more coarse dirt if I want to decorate my entire base. Thanks to my fast shovel, I got over 7 stacks in less than 5 minutes. This is a farmer's restaurant, so the decoration in front of it should represent that. So I'm gonna build up a little hay cart. We got oak trapdoors for the wheels and then slabs in between. Then we can have a bench up here so we can sit here. And all of the hay can go in the back. Now the hay cart is done and we can have a little path going towards it. And of course now this is where all of the coarse dirt comes in, and it's going to make this place look much better. I also added grass and flowers and all of the bags of crops scattered around the place. And on the other side I also built a tiny little cart, and you can go past it and sit on a little bench. So now our farmer's restaurant area is truly completed and I love it. Which means now I can start working on my second restaurant, the fancy one. We filled up all of the spaces down here, but there's still this giant hill that we can transform. So we could have a path coming out from next to the farmer's restaurant, and then it's gonna go up the hill. The hill itself is also a big terraforming project, so I got to work and flattened all the land. Now everything is flat, so we can add 2 buildings here, because next to making a fancy restaurant, we also need something else. A fancy restaurant doesn't just have fancy meals, but they also have fancy drinks, and this is where all of these grapes come in. There's actually a whole Vinery mod, and we can make a bunch of different kinds of drinks. They also have tons of workstations that won't fit into my little starter house, so we need to make a little winemaker's cottage. So on day 78 I started crafting a bunch of resources for it. Next to all the wood, we also need more bricks from the villager. And there's another enderman in my base, and I don't know where they keep coming from, and now he's gone and I'm scared. Stop spawning. He's right behind me, isn't he? Yep, he was right behind me. Okay, that was scary. Let's ignore that and start building our house. On day 79 I had to do a little bit more terraforming on the hill, and then I could start building my little winemaker's house, which was mainly made out of spruce wood. On day 80 the little house was completed and looking really cute. I also started working on a path and a giant staircase leading up to the house. Now we just need to fill this place with all the winemaking equipment. The first thing we need is a grapevine pot. Let's place it right here under this little overhang. I think we have to add some grapes. Do I have to add more grapes? Yes, I'm filling it up. I think now it's full. Do I have to step on it? Wait, I have to squish it with my feet. That's kind of weird, but also kind of funny. Wait, what do I do with it now? Now we need something to get that grape juice, and I think we need to craft a wine bottle. So let's craft glass bottles, and these can be crafted into wine bottles. Let's click on the grape juice. We got a juicy success. Yay, we got red tiger grape juice. But this isn't done just yet. We also need to craft a fermentation barrel. Let's add a table here and put these barrels on them. The magic of the barrel. Now we have to put the red tiger grape juice in there. Now we need to figure out what kind of things we can craft. Let's add some sweet berries. And now the crafting time is 5 minutes. So while we wait for this to happen, we can decorate the rest of the building. I also finally have a good use for the cherries because I can put them in here and then we get cherry wine. I added a bunch of tables on the inside and lots of shelves, and I think we can use this as a little wine storage. And it's done! We got a noir wine, and it actually gives jump boost. That is so funny. Wait, can we place it down? Yes, we can place it down. That is so cool. We need to make more of this. We also just created cherry wine, which gives invisibility. This is so cool. Now we just need to store them, and we can craft these little wine bottle storages, which look like this. And I think we can put the wine in there. Okay, this is so good. I've made a bunch of them and put them all over the room, and now it looks really good. Now we just need to fill them up and have a huge wine supply. So I have a feeling a lot of grape squishing is in my future. I made even more fermentation barrels and also crafted an apple press. We can put that in here. I think we have to put apples in there, but I'm not entirely sure how to do it. Wait, it's doing something. It's pressing them. Now we got apple mash, and I think now we need to turn that into apple juice. It's doing something. Now we have apple juice, and we put that in the fermentation barrel, and then we add more apple juice, and it's going to make something. But we can't just wait around for that, because I also want to turn this hill into a giant vineyard, so we gotta terraform this even more. And I also just found a crafting recipe for dirt slabs, so we can make slabs out of dirt, and then this is gonna be even more smooth. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Can this be in vanilla Minecraft? And of course it was raining again, but now the hill is looking much better, and all of our wine is done too, and we have lots of cool stuff like apple wine. Now it's time for a second batch, and we also need to craft a bunch of these grapevine stems. I'm basically gonna add these stems all over the place, so now we just have a hill full of sticks. But we gotta craft a bunch of grape seeds, and let's attach them to these sticks. Now we just need to wait for the grapes to grow so we can add them on all of the stems. On day 84 I completed the little vineyard and also finished decorating the path. And I think the next batch of wine is also done. Let's collect it. Then we can add all of this to the storage. And I think for now this is a good supply for our restaurant. We can also craft bags of grapes and then add them all around the vineyard. Also, what the heck? My grapes just randomly started spreading. Be nice, grapes. Don't spread. Anyway, my fancy restaurant is going to go right here where the duck is watching us. This is going to be a giant fancy place, and I don't think this space is enough. So let's dig out more of this hill. The problem was that most of the hill was made of stone, so I had to do a bunch of mining to free up space. Now my diamond tools are almost broken, and this place is looking like a huge mess. But we can have the build nestled into the rock. So now we just need a bunch of resources. For this build I want to use a bunch of cool materials, so we cannot have the cozy oak and brick farmhouse vibes. We need sophisticated rich people vibes, and it just started raining as I said that. So let's run away and escape into the scary caves, because we need a huge amount of diorite, and it's a thunderstorm, so we better go to bed fast too. I spent the entire next day in the caves mining out a bunch of diorite. I literally mined out this entire cavern and got so much diorite and also some andesite. So now let's get out of here before the creatures get us. Now we just have to change the texture of all of these blocks and make them look even better. I made another build chest so we can put all of this in here. And now we also need a wood type. Spruce and oak won't fit a fancy restaurant, but there is one really cool modded wood type in this world, and it's this tree that's growing behind my house, the cherry tree. Let's chop it down. And we're getting dark cherry logs, and then we can craft all of these cool materials. And of course there's an enderman watching me farm trees. Can they just leave me alone? On the next day I could add even more resources to my build chest. We also need windows, so I'm gonna get more sand, and then we quickly smelt it down. We also need a bunch of red wool, so let's dye all of the sheep and shear them, and also lots of big and small pots. Then we change the texture of all of the white stained glass, and we can also do that to oak leaves. Okay, these look so good. I started building white walls made of diorite, and then started adding a little bit of the dark cherry wood, and instead of using the cozy farmhouse style, I built a modern house, and it definitely gives fancy restaurant vibes. Now we have this giant creepy box that needs to be decorated. First up we have these arched white stained glass panes, and they actually create little arches, and I think this is so perfect for this. Instantly fancy vibes. A sophisticated restaurant also needs fancy flower pots out front, so we can do the azalea tree in the pot again. and then the white flower oak leaves on top. Maybe also some cherry stairs in the middle. I built it on both sides and the duck really likes it, but the duck is probably also saying that the entrance needs improving. So let's add some cherry fences, which actually have this really cool texture, and then some slabs above it like a little roof, and under that a little arched entrance using stairs and trapdoors. Okay, yeah, I really like this. This is a great entrance. Now we can walk in here, and I already added a little andesite floor, and to make this even more fancy we can add a red carpet. We also need a staircase leading to the top floor, so we can make one using slabs. Making a staircase is so hard and it kind of looks like a huge mess, so I think we could try covering it up using more of the diorite walls. Now it looks much better, and I also added a random assortment of pots as decor. Then we can go upstairs, and up here we actually have a little building and a beautiful view of our entire base. And the competition down there. Wait, am I now enemies with my own restaurant? No, we're gonna make it so everybody is getting along and there's no competition. We also need to add more decor up here, like the fancy potted plants. And we can already start adding in the tables, and they have this really pretty pattern, and the chairs look really good too. Now the tables are everywhere and people can eat out here and look at the beautiful view. The staircase room is kind of ugly though, so we could add a fancy painting. And now the second floor is done, and we need to decorate the first floor down here. We have beautiful dining areas on both sides and a little lamp hanging from the ceiling. I also crafted a big dark cherry table, and it looks like this. This is like peak fancy restaurant vibes, like this pattern. I'm gonna put it right here and on this side too. I also crafted a dinner bell so people can ring the bell for the waiter to approach them and kick them out if they don't have a reservation. Speaking of reservation, there are also some really cool things we can craft for that. We need a bunch of paper, and then we can craft little table signs, and they can actually be placed down, so we can put them on some of the tables like somebody has a reservation for this table. The mod also has this little heart that we can craft and a small painting. Now we can also add that to the wall. And a wild goose just came to the shore reminding me that we also need some waiters. Let's tame you, and you can be at the entrance welcoming our guests. Let's also tame this guy, and of course they also need their little swords. The restaurant is done and looking very sophisticated, so now we can start cooking. There are 28 recipes, so let's start with the easy ones and make tomato soup. Then we can also make mushroom soup, and I'm so glad that I found some in the wild. And then these guys came to ruin my cooking experience. I don't care about you, I just don't care. All I care about is making the best food ever. I'm making soup and nobody can stop me. While I was cooking a bunch of soups, I was scared that some of the recipes are going to need rare resources that can only be found in certain biomes and that I haven't found yet. And if that happens, I need to travel, and I only have less than 10 days to finish all of the recipes. Which of course came true, because the next meal is a mousse au chocolat and it needs cocoa beans. So I need to go to the jungle, like really fast. One more thing that I don't have is a tropical fish, so I also need to find that while I'm out adventuring. Let's run like our life depends on it. The icy snowy biomes are this way, so a jungle should be that way. I ran through the forest, then the spruce forest, and a little dog was judging me hard. Then I jumped down this giant cliff into the water and didn't die. I sailed past a bunch of geese, or more like sailed into them. I saw a dark oak forest, which was creepy, so I tried to avoid that. Of course I couldn't avoid it forever, so I ran through here really fast while panicking because it's so dark here that monsters can spawn during the day. I made it to the birch forest and got distracted picking a bunch of roses. They're gonna look good in front of my restaurant, okay? Then night fell and I almost fell into this giant cave, but on day 93 I finally found it. It's a jungle. Hello there, jungle. Give me the beans. Mine. Now we just need to find some tropical fish, and I actually got lucky and there's a giant ocean right behind the jungle. And I think we got lucky. Oh my gosh, it's a warm ocean. Give me the fish. We have the beans and the fish, so now we just have to go back home. I made it home the next day and went straight into the kitchen to start cooking. Now we can use the cocoa beans to cook the chocolate mousse, and of course all of the other recipes, because we're not even halfway done to completing all of the meals. But if I can run to the jungle in a day, I can also cook a bunch of food in a day. I got an advancement. I'm not done yet though. Cook every available raw candlelight dish. For the next one we need some honey, so thank you bees. Bye bees. Now we can cook that in the stove, and the grind goes on. Trying to cook all of the meals in time for the 100 days to be over is actually such a stressful real-life chef simulator, because I bet real-life chefs actually feel so much pressure when they have to cook a bunch of meals and people are waiting in the restaurant. I just got another advancement. Cook every available candlelight dish with a pot. Let's go. One last dish left. The beef Wellington. Yes. fast. I cooked every available candlelight dish with a pan. Wait, that means I cooked everything. I did it. I got the reward. The completionist banner, a reward for crafting all dishes. It grants fire resistance. That is really cool. So nobody's gonna burn themselves in my kitchen. Okay, look at these banners. They're so pretty. Now we're gonna craft more plates and bowls and also wine glass. Oh my gosh. Then we also grab all of our food and let's bring all of it to the new restaurant. Let's add all the plates and fancy glasses. And now we add all of the food. And the best meals are of course the ones that you can place down. Some lasagna. Dude, I want to eat this. I'm hungry. We also have a fresh garden salad and some beef Wellington. And we also can't forget all of the wine that's waiting for us here. And we can add them on the table. Now the restaurant is completed. There's food on every single table. I cooked every single meal in this world. So now we just have to add the last finishing touches to my base. So I started decorating the path leading to my restaurant and added a bunch of coarse dirt, fences, and leaves. And we can also take all of the roses that I found on my travels and add them around this place. And the small ones too. Now this place up here looks super fancy and decorated. And I really love how the roses match the red of the house. It looks so good. I'm so proud of this restaurant. But the path and the area down here is still lacking a lot of decor. And while I was decorating away, I had the most big brain idea. What if I invited a couple of my friends into this world so they can try out all of my food? Because right now all the food is just sitting in the restaurant and nobody's going to eat it except my geese. So we invite them for dinner and give them the best time ever and definitely prank them. So now I'm even more determined to finish decorating the space. On day 98, I'd expanded a little vineyard down here and also added a bunch of decor around the path. So now this part of the base is looking much better. Then we can also come down here to the farm because there's also still a little bit that we have to decorate because there's this whole area with my sugarcane farm that looks super ugly. So I'm gonna make a little path leading down to it. It always surprises me how adding a little path and some decor changes an area so much because now our little sugarcane farm area is looking so much better. It became its own little decorated area. I spent the rest of the day adding some last finishing touches, which was good because an Enderman literally left a dirt block in my farmer's restaurant. That's how little they think of my food. They think it's dirt. Stupid Enderman, I'll show them. I also noticed something super creepy when you sit on the chair and turn around. It's only your head that turns. Ew, my head can turn in a circle. And today is day 100. We did it. We survived 100 days as a chef and cooked all of the meals. Of course, it all started in my house here, and of course, it also just started raining. We have the lovely farmland, and down here we have the animal farms. Then we come down here to our villager farm. Then going up this path is our enchanting gazebo, and I think it's super magical. But of course, the most important things are the restaurants, like this farmer restaurant, which is really cozy and feels like you're eating at grandma's house. Then up here we have a little vineyard and a winemaker's house, and I'm just gonna stomp some more grapes because it was so much fun. And lastly, we have the fancy, sophisticated restaurant. Now all we have to do is wait for the stupid rain to stop and also invite some of my friends. I invited Brookella, Knivesbow, The Amber, and Trash Panda and first showed them around my world. This is the restaurant, and here are my waiters.
They have knives.
They have knives. Do you guys want to eat outside or inside?
I want to eat as far away from the cooked rabbit over there as possible.
I invited them for dinner in my farmer's restaurant and started serving them food. Who wants some roasted corn?
Me.
Yes.
Yay.
I'm not hungry. Trash, can you punch me a bit?
Here's
Oh,
yours.
Thanks.
oh,
My hunger
Wait.
is still...
you keep
you have
taking the
any?
corn, please.
Oh, oh,
Oh.
wait.
Oh.
Then I forced them to eat 5 giant bread loaves.
I've gone from corn to bread to pancakes.
I
This is
know,
such a
it doesn't make
random
any sense,
assortment.
right? Next up we have what doesn't make sense at all, a farmer's breakfast. What is that white splatter?
hungry
Did a bird
again.
poop on it? I mean, I didn't cook this with my geese
oh.
in the kitchen or
Oh.
anything.
I don't want that. I don't know what that was.
It's a baby sheep. Also this.
What is this?
Yep, I'm out.
Okay, wait, I dare you to click on it. I just dare you. It's so
Yeah.
funny. Okay, click on it. Click on it. I dare you. I lose its head. Grandma's strawberry cake. I bake my blood and sweat into this cake. Eat more cake.
Gross.
I still ate the cake after I said that. Anyway, let's go to the second restaurant. Once we arrived at the fancy restaurant, I repeated the process of feeding them a whole bunch of food. Why are you vibrating on the
Why
chair?
are you shaking?
Why are you?
It's all shaking.
Now you're all vibrating, dude.
It's because we're nervous.
Lasagna. Om nom.
Ooh, I love
Lasagna. Yum.
Nom nom nom.
Foot lasagna.
Now I'm also gonna serve a nice wine.
Ooh.
Ooh, what kind of
cherry
wine?
Look at me. Drink it. Yes. I also want to play hide and seek in this space.
Uh-oh.
And that's when we die.
And that's when you die. No, I'm kidding. You will die. I'm coming. Hello, Brooke.
Still quiet, yeah.
Hello. I see you.
Oh no. No.
Oh, Brooke!
Dang.
oh.
Oh no, the ghost!
Oh, what?
The ghost got me!
Then I found knives hiding behind the fancy restaurant. I found
Yeah.
knives. Come back here. Geese
Wait,
are
can I find
hungry.
another spot?
Oh, you're stuck in the
Oh,
berry
berries.
bushes. Come on, geese. Do the geesing. The geesing.
Whoa, why is there a face on the wood?
Wait.
What?
Chief, do you know what I'm talking about? The
Wait,
stripped wood.
Are you like
What?
hallucinating or something? Where are you even?
Wait, I'm
That's just
invisible?
a spruce
Oh.
log. Are you
What
like
do you
seeing
mean? No, it's not.
things?
No, it's not.
No,
No,
it's,
there's
it's
a
a
face.
spruce wood. It's
You
just
see it, right?
no.
No, no way.
No, I'm kidding. I see it.
Okay.
Get pranked. Hello.
Oh,
Wait, where are your knives?
That is quite creepy.
Oh, my geese
Did
are
you say it?
coming. They're coming. Come on, my geese. Yes.
It's a choice
Yes.
to use that, you know?
Got him.
Oh, we have a winner.
Yippee!
I will still kill you with the goose. Geese.
Why are you
my
doing this to me?
geese.
I don't want to go out by geese.
Yes.
No, Sev.
Geese. Hello. Look, my geese
They
are
like
coming.
me. They like me.
Yeah,
hey!
they really like you.
Oh.
Look at them hunting you. A goose killing
what, huh?
spree.
Ooh.
Anyway, thank you for visiting my world. This was fun.
Oh.
The geese are still coming after you.
This was the weirdest restaurant experience I've ever had.
Teehee.
Oh, that's generous.
That was so much fun, and I really hope you enjoyed the 100 days as a chef. I had so much fun producing and cooking all of the food, and I definitely feel like a pro chef now. I'll see you next time. Bye!